Shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, we give all praise, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father and Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kudash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of GMS, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. It's GMS Arkansas, GMS Stop and Listen. We'll come with this lesson I want to speak on is I don't too much speak on these lessons, but it's all in spirit and power. Yahweh Shemel Shai, what he put in our minds to say. And the scriptures tell you in Job 33 that he sealed our instructions. So what I'm about to speak on, I guess this instructions was sealed to me to speak on it. And it's just dealing with kids, man. Like when I'm out and about, you see a lot of kids, man, they have basically no respect, no discipline. And when you see them, the parents are basically, man, just as worse as those kids. Because you have had a large fluctuation since the late 80s, around the time people that I actually went to school with, like, in the late 80s, mid to late 80s, had kids young. And you've been seeing these kids have kids young, but there's no discipline, man, in these households. And the scriptures tell you, when you read in the scriptures, it tells you about a certain type of discipline that you have to apply to your kids, so they won't be a shame unto you when they grow up. Because now what you have cats who are growing up and they're going into the penal system. You have mothers and grandmothers are basically putting up their homes, their properties, and Esau is taking it, and these cats are still going to prison, and they have no reform because they don't know about Yahweh Shemel Shai. Okay, and it's all part of the plan, because you got to remember we're Planned Parenthood to take the father out of the home, so it can't, the discipline is not there, and then the head of the man is Yahweh Shai. And the head of the woman is who? The man. Okay? So you see a lot of these kids now, man, I'm telling you, from the ages of 30 on back, and some even in their 30s, man, there's no discipline with them. That's because they didn't get discipline in their lives growing up. And the scriptures speak on it. Because you would have people who would discipline their kids, and then next thing you know, somebody's on the phone trying to call, was it DHS? Or I guess that's the name for it. One of them child services, man. But that's totally against the scriptures. And we know, pursuing the Psalms 50 and 16, Esau took the word and he threw it behind him. And that's one of the things about how not letting us discipline our kids, that they would grow up and not be ashamed unto us. So I want to get started. When you read in the book of Sirach, the 30th chapter, it says, "He that loveth his son causes him off to feel the rod, that they may have joy of him in the end." So it says, he that loved his son, right, causes him to feel the rod, meaning you gonna whoop your son, okay? You gonna give him a whooping, or your daughter when needed, okay? You ain't gonna just wake up and when you see them just go to beat them upside the head. But if they do something that is not in adherence to the scriptures, and they're going off, hey, a little whooping is necessary, okay? So that he won't turn out to be basically a worthless adult, okay? Verse 2, he that chastises his son shall have joy in him, and shall rejoice of him among his acquaintance. So he who disciplines his son, basically you're gonna basically profit from it, man. And you're gonna be able to basically, when you're around your friends, it says that you may rejoice when you're among your acquaintance. When you're around your friends, when you have a respectable son, your friends see it. You might be sitting around, watching TV with your friends, and your son come in, he respectably speak to everybody, greet everybody, salute everybody, shake their hand. Them being the home is part of your son's homes too. So he might, come in and be respectful, and then offer someone, hey, do y'all need any more refreshments or something? Okay, that's being respectable, man. You know. But you got kids there, they'll come in, hey, they'll come into the house. Even other kids, they might bring their friends in. They come into your crib, shit, they won't even speak to nobody. They just walk in like they live there. Okay? And that's basically, you know, to the scriptures, man. You know, you gotta look at it. Let's have no discipline, man. Okay, verse 3. He that teaches his son grieveth the enemy, and before his friends he shall rejoice, man. So when it make the enemy envious, when like not enemy is who Esau. When you see Jake teaching their sons the right way in adherence to the scriptures, when you're teaching them, you know, to be you know, decent Israelites, Esau see it, man, because see, naturally by nature, they wild beasts, man. Okay, they wild by nature, man, because they grew up in the caves, man. Okay, so when they see you teaching your son the right way, man, bringing them up, man, they really envy that, you know. And it says, verse 4, though his father died, yet he is as though he were not dead. Because when you raise up a good son, even though the father died, it be though he is not dead. Because why? Because you're carrying his name on with, you know, respect, right? It says, for he hath left one behind him that is like unto himself. See? So if you're a stand-up man, right, and you're teaching your son the right way, when he pass on, it be just like he left. But his acquaintance be like, man, you know, damn, dude raised a good son right there, man. You know, he stand up just like his dad, man. Okay? But you know, your dad died, you didn't raise him right. Shit, you raise a fool up, then you died, and that dude gonna be all out of control, man. You know? Your friends be like, hey, man, you know, your dad was still living. Hey, you know, he wouldn't approve of none of this you doing, man. You know, and those conversations come up because those people are out there. And there's certain men, they fathers raise them up, you know, that discipline, okay? And when the men pass on, man, them guys stand up, man, you know, especially when you got to do it in adherence to the scriptures, man, okay? Verse 5, while he lived, he saw the rejoice of him, and when he died, he was not sorrowful. Okay, so there wasn't no grief at the end. Verse 6, he left behind him an avenger against his enemy, and one that shall requite kindness of his friends. So he left behind, when you teach your son the scriptures, when the father died, guess what? He gonna continue in it. Okay, he gonna continue in it. He gonna continue to fight against and stand up for the scriptures and go and speak against the enemy. You know, your adversaries. You know, because we've had brothers. I think we had a brother that passed in the truth. I want to say, if I may, I think it's the brother. I spoke to the young brother in Vegas. Okay, he was in the camp with his father. And his father passed, but guess what? That brother that passed was raising up a son in the scriptures. He was raising him in the right way, and that brother had discipline. And man, that little young brother's on fire with the brothers out there in Vegas, man. Okay, his father passed while he was in the truth, but he raised his son up with that discipline. Okay, now his son could keep on that name, his name, and look and push this word and be an avenger in this truth against Esau. Okay. Let's see, verse 7. He that maketh, it says, he that maketh too much of his son shall bind up his wounds, and his bowels will he be troubled at every cry. And I'm going to read that again. He that maketh too much of his son, meaning what? If you spoil him, man, okay? He shall bind up his wounds, okay? And his bowels will be troubled at every cry, man. So when you spoil your kids too much, guess what? You're going to suffer many headaches behind them, man. And we've seen it time and time again. You know, people get in trouble with Jake say, yeah, you know, his mama's balling growing up. You know, and that's how it is, man. A lot of times the men, the dad's in prison, or they live on the other side of town, whatever the situation might be. You know, you have women that have went out, they have babies by men. The man might have a first family. He might have another wife. And then, you know, he had you. And you grow up envying the other woman because she first. But, you know, according to the scriptures, a man can have two wives. But on this side, if it's not, a lot of times on this side, it's financially, it's not a good decision to have more than one. But the scripture said in Deuteronomy, that 21st chapter, if a man have two wives, okay, he have one he love and one he hate. If the one he hate is the son is basically born first, other than the one he loved, guess what? He got inheritance. He got to get some inheritance, okay? But the women, they'll get mad, keep the son from the father, and sometimes he live across town. I'm gonna give you a case in point. What was a dude named Terrell Owens lived across the street from his father when he grew up. All that time, you know, didn't even know it. Okay? He grew up across the street from his daddy. Alright? So it happens, man, you know. You put those men in their life, and if the men have that discipline from Yahweh Shem Shai, they can have the discipline for the kids. So, you know, but if a man don't have that discipline in Yahweh Shem Shai, basically he has the discipline of the world. He has the knowledge of the world. He would teach his son the knowledge of the world. It so happened that if the Lord chose you to be a part of this, then you would leave that world and come to this part and pick up spiritual fathers and be raised up. And that's what it's about. You know, we're being raised by spiritual fathers because a lot of our regular fathers, they weren't in the truth. Okay? They just taught us how to be in the world and be citizens of this world and maybe respect to the world, but not to Yahweh Shem Shai. So the Lord raised up men, and we have spiritual fathers in this thing as well. Verse 8, it says, a horse not broken becometh headstrong, and a child left to himself will be willful. So a child is left alone, you just left alone by himself to raise himself, he gonna be a stubborn little kid, man, just like that headstrong horse, man. You know, a horse that ain't broken, it's hard for him. You can't ride him, bro. You know, you can't tame him. You can't really tell him what to do. And that's with these kids. They be wild, man. You leave them alone in a room with the way technology is now. You don't know what they're doing. You be creating little freaks, man. Because they be on everything, man. They be on these porn sites. I'll listen to these, ain't no telling what they listen to. That heavy, low vibration rap music. Okay? You leave them in the room, man, you're developing little monsters, man. Okay? So you have to be on top of your children, man. And discipline in the way Yahweh Shem Shai, man. In these scriptures, man. It says, verse 9, conquer thy child, and he shall make thee afraid. Okay, conquer. It says conquer thy child, and he shall make thee afraid. You can't pamper these kids, man. Because you keep pampering them, man, and letting them get away with things, man. When they get grown, the old folks, you always say, yeah, he gonna be going upside your head one day. Wait till you get about 14, 15, he gonna be telling you what to do. And that's what you have now, man. You got a lot of these girls, man, y'all really like dating y'all sons, man. Y'all can't get a man because y'all scared of y'all son. Okay? Y'all can't get a man, listen to what I'm saying. Y'all can't get a man because y'all scared of y'all son. They 14, 15. You ain't teaching them how to, you teach them how to cook themselves. Teach them how to wash their own clothes, man. But yet y'all do everything like that's your man. But then when they get 18, 19, 20, when they decide, shoot, I don't want to do nothing else outside of this. I don't want to go out here and work. Fuck that. Okay? Then they just lay up on y'all. 18, 19, next thing you know, they're 27. Next thing you know, they're 37. Next thing you know, they're 57. Next thing you know, they're 67 and you dying, and then they left right there. You didn't raise a fool, you know. And it says, conquer thy child, and he shall make thee afraid. Play with him, and he will bring thee heaviness, man. So we don't be, the scripture says, don't be playing with your kids, man. You they parent, okay? Don't play with them, man. You they parent, man. You make them do what you want to, man. You got chores around the house. Why you tired when you got kids? You got teenagers, And it says, give him no liberty in his youth, and winkle not at his follies, right? So don't give him that a lot of freedom, okay? And don't ignore when you see him error, especially when error against the scriptures. Don't ignore that, okay? You have to deal with that situation right then, okay? You can't let it slide, man. Because if you let something slide, guess what? You're gonna let something else slide. You're gonna let something else slide. Then guess what? You're gonna feel like I can get away with anything with you, okay? Then you're gonna start having those, like the scriptures say. You're gonna start having those headaches, man. Gonna start having those headaches. And then when you get out in the world, the little stuff, slick stuff you let him get away with, he gonna think he can get away with it in the world. And in the world gonna show him there ain't no love for you. The world gonna put a hot round in him, close a cell, a loud lock. You're gonna hear that loud lock behind him. That's what the world gonna show you. Or they're gonna show you a foot on his neck, and then he's on the news, and now you crying, mad at somebody else, because they discipline your kid like you supposed to discipline. I'm just going over this lesson, man, because I see in the streets, man, every time we go out here to the convenience store or Walmart or a mall or going out handling your business, man, you see just disrespectful kids all over, man. Now, I expect that from like Esau's kids, because they wild. But Jake kids, man, they just as wild as Esau kids, man. I can remember, if anybody around my age or a little younger, especially older, you remember we used to go to the store and they'll tell you, sit in the car. Stay here till I get back. Mom will go in there and shop, go grocery shopping a whole hour and leave the windows halfway cracked all the way around. You sit in the car with your brother or your sister, and y'all just sit there and make your own little games in the back seat of the car until they got back. But now you leave a dog in the car, they might give your ass 30 years in the pen. You leave your kids in the car, man, they gonna take them, man. When they did let you in the store, and you could see it, it was like you sit in the car, but it was like a little honor to be able to walk in the store with your mom, because you be in the car all the time. So when you did go in the store, they make you walk right there with them or push the buggy, and you be cool, man. You go in there and you touch the thing, they slap your hand. I remember those days, man. It's all a teaching method, man. But you go in these places, man, you don't even like to shop, but man, the kids running the parents, man. It'll make you do online shopping, man. Let's get verse 12. Bow down his neck while he is young, and beat him on the sides while he is a child, lest he wax stubborn and be disobedient unto thee, and so bring sorrow to thine heart. Okay? So you gotta discipline, man. So he don't become stubborn, right? And disobey you, because when he start disobeying you, it's gonna bring sorrow to you, man. And it ain't never fail. We see it every day. Chastise thy son and hold him to labor, lest his lewd behavior be an offense unto thee. So discipline your son, man. Make his yoke heavy, man. Give him shit to do. Let him cut the yard. Show him how to cut the yard. Show him how to weed eat. You gotta show him how to wash dishes. Show him how to take out the trash. Show him how to wipe windows down. You gotta keep him doing chores, man. Okay? You just can't let them roam free and be in those rooms like they got now. And people put them kids in a room, and then they'll put a video game in there with them. And then you creating assassins in there, because they got Call of Duty and all these games where they shooting and killing, and you leaving it alone. He was stubborn. Get out of here. Shut the door in your face. Now he in there with a rifle behind a video game. And then next thing you know, one day he go out here and when Esau cut the switch, because it's all a hypnotized game. Them games he hypnotized him. He cut the switch and now you got a killer and you be want to know what happened. And be mad when the authorities gun him down in the street. Okay? Better, let's see. Okay, I think that in the Apocrypha, that might be the last one. Because it goes into better is the poor being sound and strong of constitution than the rich that is afflicted in his body. So that's going into something else. So I was just wanting to share that because you have so many children out here, man, that are out of order, you know, and they don't have discipline. And I think I'll read one more to go out on. I want to say it might be Proverbs 22nd chapter, the 6th verse. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. So we train up a child in the way he should go, which is what the scriptures, man. This is what we train our child up in these scriptures, okay? Which is what you train them in. The Holy Scriptures, all right? You keep him in them, he'll stay in them. He won't depart from it. You basically won't have no trouble. That guy will be basically a productive adult in the spirit. And how about Shem Shai? If he's in that spirit, people are going to see it. His light going to shine forth to those men. Okay? I read one more. It says, Ephesians 6:4, and ye fathers provoke not your children to wrath, but bring them up in the nurture and admonition of the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai. Bring them up in the scriptures and in the prophecies and the warnings. Show them what the Lord is warning you when you don't walk in His way. There's be destruction unto you. Okay. Bring them up in the scriptures, man. That's the main thing. Okay. And if you or these single women out here, you ain't got no man. You see men of the Lord on the streets. Shit, your son old enough, drop him off. Hey, when y'all gonna be finished, I'm finna drop him off. You stand there and listen to them. You know, I'll come back and pick him up. Hey, and brothers will take care of him through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai. But you gotta raise up your kids, man. Okay? If y'all don't raise up y'all kids, man, hey, they're gonna make you cry later. So with that, man, I just hope it was edifying. Just something I normally don't even talk about, but the Spirit had me talk about it because we see things out. And these are things I've been seeing, you know, the last 3 weeks to a month. We've been seeing it all our life, but in the last couple of weeks, man, I just been seeing more and more of just a little disrespect to kids, man. So I just wanted to share that lesson. I hope it was edifying through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai. Kal Halal Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Makah Kudash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, GMS, who real well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. GMS Arkansas, GMS Stop. Listen to the next time and say shalom.